Hey there, junior explorers. Glowing star meet Luna, our brave kid astronaut, ready to zip through the cosmos. Whoosh imagines strapping on a glittering helmet and feeling the rumble of a rocket beneath your feet. Today we're blasting off on a 12-minute space safari, discovering mind-blowing facts that will make you say, wow. Ready to zoom past planets, moons, and shining stars. Hold tight, because our first stop is the amazing planet we call home, Earth. Let's fire up the engines and start our adventure. Rocket launch sound onward to shot 2. Welcome to Earth, the blue marble we call home. Globe showing Europe, Africa. Did you know Earth is the only planet we know that has liquid water everywhere? That's right. Our oceans cover 71% of the surface, like a giant splashy bathtub. And guess what? Earth's gravity is like a giant invisible hug, keeping us and everything else from floating away. Soft thump. Even the air we breathe is a mix of gases, mostly nitrogen and oxygen, making it perfect for trees, birds, and you. Imagine if you could jump 10 times higher. Well, that would happen on the moon, not Earth. Speaking of which, let's hop over to our next celestial neighbor, the moon. Ready? Whoosh on to shot 3. Look up, that glowing night buddy is our moon, Earth's faithful sidekick. Crescent moon. Even though it looks small, the moon is actually a giant rock about 2159 miles wide, big enough to fit the whole United States. It has no air, so there's no wind, which means its craters stay forever, like ancient dents on a basketball. Did you know a day on the moon lasts 27 Earth days? That's a whole month of bedtime stories. And when the moon is full, it reflects sunlight, lighting up the night like a giant night light. Ready for a red dust adventure? Let's rocket to the 4th planet, Mars. Rocket whoosh on to shot 4. Zooming to the red planet, Mars. Rocket Mars is like a dusty desert playground, covered in rust-colored sand. It hosts the tallest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, which is 3 times taller than Mount Everest. Imagine climbing a mountain taller than all the clouds combined. Mars also has a canyon, Valles Marineris, that's as long as the United States. Talk about a giant crack. And guess what? Mars has 2 tiny moons named Phobos and Deimos, which look like potato-shaped space rocks. Scientists think Mars once had rivers and maybe even tiny lakes, so maybe one day kids could splash there. Next, we'll meet the biggest planet of all, Jupiter. Whoosh on to shot 5. Whoa, here comes Jupiter, the giant of our solar family. Tornado Jupiter is so massive it could hold 1,300 Earths inside it, like a cosmic super ball. Its famous Great Red Spot is a storm bigger than our whole planet, churning for centuries. Imagine a hurricane that never stops and is 3 times wider than Earth. Jupiter also has over 79 moons, including Ganymede, the biggest moon in the solar system, bigger than Mercury. Some moons have icy crusts that might hide oceans underneath. If you shouted hello on Jupiter, the sound would bounce around for ages because its thick atmosphere is like a giant blanket. Ready to ring some bells? Let's glide to the planet with dazzling rings, Saturn. Rings sparkle on to shot 6. Behold Saturn, the planet that wears the most sparkly jewelry. Sparkles. Its rings stretch out over 175,000 miles, yet they're only about 30 feet thick, like a giant, thin hula hoop made of ice, rock, and dust. Imagine skating on a ring that's wider than the United States. Saturn is also a gas giant, mostly hydrogen and helium, so you could float inside it like a giant balloon. Its biggest moon, Titan, has a thick orange haze and even lakes of liquid methane. Yes, alien lakes. If you could stand on one of Saturn's moons, you'd see the rings stretch across the sky like a glittering rainbow. Next, we'll travel to the chilly ice giants, Uranus and Neptune. Whoosh on to shot 7. Now we're entering the icy kingdom of Uranus and Neptune, the 2 ice giants. Snowflake Uranus is unique because it spins on its side. Imagine rolling a ball on a table and it never stops. This makes its seasons last 21 Earth years each. Its blue-green color comes from methane gas, which absorbs red light. Neptune, the farthest planet, has the strongest winds in the solar system, speeding up to 1,200 miles per hour, faster than a supersonic jet. Both planets have faint rings and dozens of moons, many named after mythic sea creatures. Picture a chilly, windy world where a day feels like a breezy ride on a cosmic merry-go-round. Next, we'll meet a tiny world that used to be a planet, Pluto. Sparkle on to shot 8. Welcome to Pluto, the dwarf planet that stole the spotlight. Glowing star, though it's smaller than our moon, just 1,400 miles across, Pluto lives far out in the icy Kuiper belt, a region full of frozen comets and rock. Its surface is a patchwork of frozen nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide, like a giant cosmic ice cream sundae. Pluto has a heart-shaped region called Tombaugh Regio, which scientists think is a smooth plain of nitrogen ice. It also has 5 moons, the biggest named Charon, which is so large it makes Pluto feel like a double planet system. Imagine a tiny world where a year lasts 248 Earth years. Ready for the hottest star in our neighborhood? Let's blaze toward the sun. Sun flare on to shot 9. Here shines the star of our story, the sun. Sun, it's a massive ball of glowing gas, hot enough to melt any metal we know. The sun's surface is about 10,000 degrees F, and its core is a scorching 27 million degrees F, hot enough to fuse hydrogen into helium, creating the light and heat that reaches Earth. Every second, the sun spits out a wind of charged particles called solar wind, which can paint the night sky with dazzling auroras near the poles. Imagine a giant firecracker that never stops sparkling. The sun also makes a day for Earth by rotating once every 25 days at its equator. Ready to hop among twinkling stars and learn about constellations? Let's glide into the night sky. Twinkle on to shot 10. Look up and you'll see a sky full of stars, over 100 billion in our Milky Way alone. Milky Way humans have turned these tiny lights into stories called constellations. For example, Orion the Hunter looks like a brave archer with a belt of 3 bright stars. Ancient sailors used constellations to navigate the seas, just like we use GPS today. Some stars are huge. Betelgeuse, a red supergiant, is so big that if it stood where the sun is, it would reach past the orbit of Mars. And did you know stars have birthdays? They're born in giant clouds of gas called nebulae, then shine for millions or billions of years. Ready for the biggest wow yet? Let's zoom out to a whole galaxy. Whoosh on to shot 11. Whoa, we've arrived at the Milky Way, our galactic home, a swirling city of stars that stretches over 100,000 light years across. Imagine a giant pinwheel made of billions of suns, planets, and dust, like a cosmic carnival. Our solar system lives in one of its spiral arms called the Orion Cygnus arm. Galaxies can be spiral, like ours, or elliptical, more like giant, smooth marbles. Some galaxies even collide, creating spectacular fireworks of stars. And the coolest part? There are probably more galaxies out there than all the grains of sand on Earth. The universe is a never-ending treasure chest of wonder. Ready to land back home and share what we've learned? Let's finish our adventure. Soft landing onto shot 12. We've touched down, but the adventure never ends. Shooting star, remember, the universe is full of mysteries just waiting for curious minds like yours. From Earth's blue oceans to the far-flung galaxies, every fact is a stepping stone to bigger dreams. Keep looking up, ask questions, and maybe one day you'll become a space explorer yourself. If you loved our journey, smash that like button, share with your friends, and most importantly, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a new cosmic quest. Thanks for traveling with Space Explorers. Until our next launch, keep dreaming big and stay stellar. Cheerful music fade out.